Few legends date as far back and are as uniquely intriguing as the mystery of the crystal skulls. Most commonly associated with the ancient Mayans, Aztecs, and Native Americans and other indigenous people, these skulls have been a source of fascination for paranormal researchers and skeptics alike. The lore surrounding these ancient artifacts are said to date back thousands of years to the Atlantean and Lemurian civilizations. One legend, as told by Native American Cherokee medicine man Harley Swift Deer Reagan, goes as follows. The skulls were kept in a pyramid in a formation of tremendous power known as the Ark. The Ark was comprised of the 12 skulls from each of the sacred planets kept in a circle, with the 13th skull, the largest, placed in the center of this formation. The 13th skull represents the collective consciousness of all the worlds. It connects the knowledge of all the sacred planets. A recurring narrative is that the 13 original skulls were created and distributed across the world, and when the time comes that all 13 are reunited, it will begin a new enlightened age for humanity. Patricio Dominguez, Pueblo spiritual advisor, stated, "The crystal skulls are a complete depository of knowledge, and each skull contains a particular specialist area of information like a living library. Each skull is like one volume in a set of encyclopedias." And the people who will in the future be able to read the skulls will only be able to extract all the knowledge from the skulls once they are all assembled together. Of course, the knowledge that is going to come out from the skulls is quite unimaginable to our current minds. But that it is definitely going to come out at a certain time is already foregone. It has been prophesied. But whether we humans then use that knowledge for good or for our own destruction is really down to our preparations. Even genius inventor Nikola Tesla is quoted as saying, "In crystals, we have a pure evidence of the existence of a formative life principle, and although in spite of everything we cannot understand the life of crystals, it is still a living being." The quartz crystal these skulls were shaped from is the most abundant mineral on Earth. It has been found in rocks said to date back as far as 3.8 billion years and cannot be carbon dated. It is said that over the span of generations, these skulls would be carved with hammers, chisels, and other stone or metal tools. The reason for this lengthy process being that quartz is one of the hardest minerals on Earth. After shaping, the skull was polished with sand and even human hair, which was believed to infuse their knowledge within the skull. Crystal skulls are said to be amplifiers and generators of energy that store information similar to computers. A new skull will only have the default programs or energetic properties of the stone which it was carved from. as well as any absorbed energy from the carver and anyone who has handled it. Many controversies have arisen over the discovery of certain crystal skulls and their authenticity, due to a high number of replicas being produced in the mid-19th century amidst a heightened interest in ancient culture. The most famously debated crystal skull was said to be discovered in 1924 by Anna Mitchell Hedges, daughter of British adventurer and author F.A. Mitchell Hedges. Hedges initially claimed his daughter found the skull buried under a collapsed altar inside a temple in present-day Belize. However, Hedges would never officially write of the discovery of the skull or his daughter's presence at the excavation site. Furthermore, it is said that Hedges disclosed his purchase of the skull from a London art dealer, Sidney Burney, in a letter to his brother in December of 1943. In the early 1970s, freelance art restorer Frank Dorland, who inspected the skull, stated it was carved with total disregard to the natural crystal axis and without use of metal tools. He also speculated that it was chiseled into rough form and then detailed and polished using sand over a period of 150 to 300 years, adding that it could be up to 12,000 years old. The main differences between the Mitchell Hedges skull and others that are widely accepted as authentic seem to be the advanced detail and the detachable lower jaw. Despite much criticism, Anna Hedges stuck by her story up to her death in 2007 at the age of 100. She had claimed that the skull could cause visions and cure cancer, also saying that she had once used its powers to kill a man, and at another time it gave her a vision of JFK's assassination. Today, crystal skulls are most commonly used for their natural energetic properties and not for such nefarious purposes, but as is the case with most things in life, it comes down to the individual's true intent.